So earlier today, I was doing a stream talking about Yidhari, and by now you probably already tested her a little bit, either in the main story of the 2.3 or by playing the new endgame mode, because in case you don't know, she's available as a trial character in the new endgame mode, the threshold simulation. At the last stage of the easy mode, you can play her and test her against different scenarios, including Miasma Priest, which is ice resistant. However, it's a longer fight. I think that is a better scenario for you to actually test her moveset and how she feels on longer fights. And honestly, I am having a lot of fun. However, I noticed that a lot of you actually have no idea how she works, because a lot of people jump in the chat saying that have no idea how you can do the parry. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Why are you not spinning? And things like this. So today I want to talk a little bit about Yidhari, talk about her kit, gameplay, so you can at the very least have an idea how she works. And I also want to share some concerns when it comes to her, because even though I'm having a lot of fun, even though I love her, Yidhari for me has a massive issue. Listen, we both know how important it is when it comes to saving money on these gacha games, and that's where LDShop comes in. LDShop.gg is a top-up platform that offers massive discounts and good prices for a lot of different games, including Zone Zero. All you need is your server and the UID, and you're good to go. You just select what you want to buy, you up everything here, you press top up, and then you're going to get a confirmation detail page. Make sure everything here is correct, because of course you want to get your polychromes and your internet membership, right? You just wait a little bit and your polychromes are going to be delivered to your account that fast. Look at this. And you know there's double top-up bonuses that you get on the first time you buy one of those monochrome packs. LDShop got you covered because they can trigger the double top bonus for you. And the best part is that whenever you spend $80 in a single month, you get a coupon that allows you to get one of those monthly memberships for free, even in an internet membership, as you can see right here. Register your account using my link down the description and you get a 15 and a 5% coupon that allows you to save up to $50. So stop wasting time and start saving money using LDShop. Thanks LDShop for sponsoring this video. Okay, so let's first talk about the kit and gameplay about Yidhari, because a lot of you say that she feels slow, and they're right, actually. She's meant to be slow. She's meant to have this feeling on her. The dev has decided to make sure that you're going to get this feeling by making her animations really long, slow, just to get the feeling, the idea that you're actually doing heavy hits on the enemy, you know? And they, personally, I think that they did it pretty well, but that's not everyone's cup of tea. It's fine. Maybe that is just not for you. But if you enjoy the gameplay and if you still can't understand how she works, then let me explain to you. A lot of the gameplay is going to revolve around the base attack Frostbite Embrace, okay? This is the one that you hold down your base attack. This is going to start consuming a lot of HP and is going to start charging her charge meter that you can see right below her portrait, you know? And once it's on the maximum possible charge level, you can just release and she's going to start spinning on the map. The issue is that this spin move is actually pretty bad. If you take a look here on the damage multiplier, you can see that the spin move is actually pretty low compared to the smash. And not saying that you should never spin. Spin has some utilities, but most of the time you just want to go straight up to the smash. This is the one that actually deals damage. If you are in the maximum possible charge, you can just tap again to skip the spin and jump straight up to the finishing move. This is what you want to do most of the time. But a lot of their gameplay is also revolved around the EX Special and the Ultimate, which has a really interesting mechanic. I want to talk about this one later. The thing that I want you to keep an eye here is this special attack, Surging Cold, Crushing Pursuit. Whenever you're spinning or charging, you can press your EX Special, or if you're charging, you can press your dodge button to use this attack. Okay, this attack basically deals no damage. If you take a look right here, look at how small it is. But it's meant to be a parry for you that allows you to use this Glacial Crusher down here. And this is the move that actually deals a lot of damage. So basically, you use this move, and if you get hit while you're using this attack, then you're going to trigger Surging Cold. If you hit a stunned enemy and you have 60 adrenaline, like the same amount for you to use at the EX Special, you're going to trigger Crushing Pursuit. These two are pretty much the same thing, they just unlock the EX Special for you. Triggering this, either because you hit a stunned enemy or because you manage to parry an enemy attack, is going to charge your basic attack straight up to the maximum level, and you can press basic attack to follow up with the finisher, but if you have energy, you can also press the basic attack to use the EX Special Glacial Crush. And this one deals a lot of damage. It's way better than her default EX Special. Here's the thing, look at this. 900, almost 1000 at level 11. 60 adrenaline cost. Then you take a look on the Glacial Crush and look at how high the damage multiplier actually is. It's also 60 adrenaline cost. So you basically want to parry enemy attacks or hit stunned enemies, and you're going to get access to Glacial Crush. This one deals a lot of damage, it recovers some of your missing HP, and you can follow up with the finishing move of your basic attack. The difference between the Surging Cold and Crushing Pursuit that I mentioned before is this thing right here, because if you're triggering Surging Cold, like you're parrying enemy attacks, then you're going to recover some adrenaline back. Think about it just like Yishuan, for example, you know, she has this thing where if you parry an enemy attack, she generates some extra adrenaline for her. This is basically the same thing, you know, by doing Surging Codes, by parrying enemy attacks, not hitting stunned enemies, you're going to recover some adrenaline back. To finish it up, we have the ultimate, and this one's really interesting, okay? We have the chain attack. The chain attack has some interactions with Ether Veil Wellspring, which is Lucia's stuff, but Yidhari can also trigger by herself by consuming decibels. This is the most interesting part of her kit, in my opinion, because the thing is that she consumes decibels to generate this field and get one charge of her ultimate. And you can keep generating decibels after this. So you see, you get the charge for your ultimate, you have 30 seconds to use it, but you can keep generating decibels on top of this. If you play around it properly, you can even get 2 ultimates on the same stun window. So this is the most interesting part of her kit. There are some other stuff here, okay, but we can just skim through it because I don't want to focus too much about on these things. It's not exactly about the gameplay, you know. So for example, she gets even more damage the lower her HP, so basically you kind of want to keep her below 50% HP, you know, because once she's below 50% of HP, you get up to 100 damage, and if you have the additional ability active, you get even more buffs, such as crit damage, and it also reduces the damage taken. Basically, she wants to be below 50% of the HP. However, you also want to keep healing her, because of this thing right here. She's not getting a lot of decibels from hitting enemies. She's actually getting decibels by consuming her own HP. So like you recover your HP just to consume while charging your attack again and get decibels. This is the main source of decibels, okay? Consuming your own HP. Now just to skim over the Mindscapes, the most interesting one is definitely Mindscape 1. The Mindscape 1 reduces the cost for your EX special by 10, which means more EX special. More EX special means more damage. And you can keep holding down your base attack to kind of remove the healing of these skills. And instead, you're going to use another EX special. So think about it like this. Remember that massive number that you saw a few minutes ago on the key description, like the 2000 damage multiplier? Think about it using 2 times in quick succession. So it's a pretty massive damage jump. And on top of this, you also even get 20% ice resistance ignore on all your basic attacks and the EX special. It's a really massive Mindscape. It's straight up on Mindscape 1. But this is pretty much the only Mindscapes, not gonna lie. I was looking through the other ones and I'm like, what is going on here? Mindscape 2. Crit damage and some adrenaline extra generation, which I mean, it's fine. Extra adrenaline means more EX specials once again. But compared to Mindscape 1, it feels so empty. I don't even know how to feel about this one, you know. Mindscape 4, even more decibels when losing HP. Every 1 HP loss grants you 10 decibels. So instead of 10, I'm getting 11 decibels. I don't know how to feel about this one, okay? I'm not gonna lie, it's something. I really hope that I'm reading something wrong here, but it feels weird. You also get some extra HP. Basically, this is just going to give you even more sheer force. And Mindscape 6 is going to give you an extra buff. This buff is going to give you sheer damage, which is a pretty good multiplier. And also gives a revive effect for you. You can just recover your HP if you end up dying. I don't know how to feel about all of Yidhari Mindscapes after Mindscape 1, not gonna lie. But we can leave some of these calculations and stuff for the guide that should release next week. Anyway, just to wrap up, I hope you could understand a little bit more of the gameplay. She's a reactive character. She's meant to be someone that wants to play around the enemy aggressiveness and parry as many attacks as she can. I just feel that the main issue for her is that she's competing pretty much with Miyabi. I don't know that a lot of you say that the devs are releasing a lot of bosses meant to counter Miyabi, and well, this is true indeed, but at the end she's still on a nice DPS. And like, if you're looking for Rupture, unless Yishuan's not your cup of tea, maybe Yidhari could be a pull for you. The thing is that we're also getting Monitor right now, and chances are that if you're pulling Yidhari, you're also getting Lucy as well. And depending on how your luck goes, you can even get some extra copies of Monitor. And Monitor can easily clear the end game content, especially a well-built one with Lucia. Sadly, I my luck with my Monato pulls were definitely pretty bad. I already did 110 pulls, Mindscape 1 Monato. However, I do have Yishuan. Anyway, I hope this video could give you some food for thought about Yidhari a little bit, about the value and the gameplay as well. But in terms of value for my account, and for a lot of accounts, I don't think she's providing a lot, which is sad. So keep this in mind when deciding to pull her or not. So far, Lucia is still a pretty good pick, especially if you plan to get Rupture Agents, either it's Yidhari or Yishuan in the future, Bunny on the next version. I don't know who they are going to release in the future. But I'm going to break down with numbers on her banner release, because I always make the Shuju Pull videos. So anyway, remember to subscribe if you want to watch these videos, my Yidhari guide, Shuju Pull videos, and other stuff. I also streaming quite more often, both on YouTube and Twitch. So you can catch me live, send me your questions, and just catch me playing maybe something else besides ZZZ.